Hi guys, it is your girl Lexi. And first of all, I just want to say I don't know if you're going to hear what's going on in my background. Right now, my dishwasher is going. You may hear my heater come on. It's Sunday, it's a lot going on, but I want to get back into the rhythm on this particular page. I have a rhythm for I'm not going to say every other page because I only have two other pages in two distinct sectors that are very good. And if I ever come across any of you all from this sector and those sectors, then I will definitely be like, hey, it's Lexi, because if you found those pages, you would know it was me. That's all I can say about that. But I want to get back into this sector because I'm going to be honest with you. And the title of this live slash video is called Sistas. Not sisters, not sissies, and I call my own sister Sissy. We call each other Sissy, but sisters, because I wanted to put a more urban flavor on it. And the reason why I say that is because, ladies, we need to have a conversation. And yes, that audible sigh is because it's real. It took a lot for me to even get to this stage, to even get to the point where I say we have been lied to, we have been abused, we have been cheated on, we have been lied about. Every bad thing that you could possibly imagine has happened to us as Black women, whether it was in our professional lives, whether it was in our personal lives, whether it was in our social media lives. And yes, there is a distinct difference because some people are not who they portray to be. But that's a segue for another day. That being said, it is so important that we align ourselves on some common ground and say, I got your back. I may not agree with who you support at one day or another, but me, from sister to sister, I have your back. And I had to have that conversation with my sister. And I'm going to be open on this broadcast, live, whatever y'all want to call it. I am going to be open. My sister and I are 10 years apart. My sister is 10 years older than me. So, no, I was not a oops baby, but my mama was doing her thing. She came up pregnant and she was like, well, you're not a oops baby, you my baby. And me and your daddy gonna work this out. That kind of thing. My dad was an excellent stepdad to my sister. So, yeah, don't get it twisted. That being said, I have always taken the role as the older sister, even if my sister was 10 years older than me, if that makes sense. Being said that, I watched my sister grow up. In true story, y'all, just so you know that I am a Southern girl at heart. I was not born in the South, but I am a Southern girl in the heart because I was raised with Southern values. That being said, let me tell you the story. So, when I was 6 years old, my mother was stationed in Little Rock, Arkansas. If you've ever been a fan or a subscriber to my channel, then you know that my mom is a retired veteran. That being said, um, we are stationed, and I'm sorry, I gotta plug in my laptop real quick, but we were stationed in Little Rock, Arkansas. I was a 6-year-old girl. My mom put me in a private school. Anywho, I'm sitting there doing my homework in the kitchen. My sister, who is 16, asked my mom something, and I won't remember what she asked her, but I'll remember this next part until the day I die, y'all. My my sister asked my mom something. My mom was like, no. My mom had her back to her in the corner. Meaning my mom was like in the kitchen cabinet, she's putting something up. and she had her back to her. My sister, she didn't say a word. True story. She didn't say a word. She flicked her wrist like whatever, because I remember watching it. And my mom turned around and beat the brakes off of my sister for disrespect. And I remember sitting there like, oh my God, what is going on? What happened? My mom can see in the back of her head. She has powers I will never know, and I will never do it. And I don't know. To this day, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know how my mom knew that happened. I don't know. But I share that story because I learned from my sister. I learned from my sister's mistakes. So when I got to those teenage years, that didn't happen, Captain. I knew to keep all my disdain and whatever's in my head. There was no actions. But I say that because we are watching sisters on... Oh, I'm sorry. I see you. Hi. And thank you. So I share this story because I know that all of us women, because guess what? In the beef sector, Black women are the driving force. No matter how bad you are talked about, people know they need you. Let's keep it a buck. I share that story because I learned from my sister. Me and my sister have a very odd relationship because I learned so much watching my sister grow up. I did all the different things. So I became mentally the older one because I learned from her experiences, plus I learned from my own. So I did things vastly different than my sister. That being said, I want to turn it around to what's going on today in the current beef sector that is. We see a lot of women going head to head, and then we see a lot of women supporting men, and I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all, supporting men who go against these women. And I'm going to be 100. I do not care for some people in the sector, not because of things they have done to other people, but because things they have done and said to me. To me. I defy anyone to show where I went at a girl, or I'm sorry, not a girl, a female, a woman in this sector. Hi, Autism Mommy. I defy, pull the tapes, pull the video. I haven't deleted stuff. I don't go at people. That's not my brand. That's not who I'm about. If I'm not for you, I'm not for you. And I'm going to leave you alone. I'm not going to be on the videos talking about your mammy, your grandmammy, your pappy, your kids. I don't do that because, one, I will not react kindly when that is done to me. Real talk. I'm not a keyboard gangster. I've never been a keyboard gangster. I deal with real life. And I'm going to leave that at that. That being said, I hate having to bring this man's name up because I have known of this man for years. Tommy Sotomayor. I've known of him. I've never spoke of him because I don't agree with him. I do not believe he means good for the sector. This sector is based off of what made that man successful in his YouTube life. Real talk. He has a lot of other races. So I'm not just going to say white people. Other races. Let's be honest with each other. Other races got issues with us for whatever reason. And all of them that think those monstrosity thoughts of us are his supporters. And when we go to his platform and we show out, we are perpetrating that fraud. So when we go out there and we calling people bees and hoes and you ain't this, and all of the things, y'all, we are helping him grow. Why would you do that? I have been taught from an early age, leopards do not change their spots when they are in adolescence and they are cubs and they are growing. Yeah, their appearance may change, but once they hit adulthood, that's a done data. You cannot tell me a man who comes on YouTube day in and day out and spits vitriol for his ancestors. Yes, a black woman is his ancestor. Boo boo. I don't care if you are 25, 50, or 75% black. We're going to go with the old school drop rule. Somebody somewhere in your family looks like me. They have the same skin color. They have the body build. They have the nose, the lips. They are me. I am them. So when you speak ill on someone like me, you are speaking on your own family. And in essence, you are speaking on yourself. True talk. Why are we as black women supporting that? Why are we condoning that? Why are we, in essence, saying, oh, well, he apologized and he said that he was sorry. I can't tell you what he said because I did not give him the click and or the view. But I got to ask this question. Why are people doing that? Even if you're not super chatting or PayPaling or Cash Apping or any of the other ways, or sending money apps in the mail, hell, any other ways that you can support them financially, when you give them the click or the view, even if you give them a down vote, you are paying people like him. And I need to understand why. I need to understand why we have such self-hatred. And you don't have to respond in the comments. You don't have to write in the chat. I don't expect you to. For the simple fact, that is a hard pill to swallow because you're going to have a lot of conversations with yourself. Once you have that conversation with yourself and say, why in the hell am I supporting somebody who ain't for me? Who has said all these nasty things about somebody who looks like somebody in my family. And yes, I was kikiing, I was cackling, I was clapping my hands and doing all of the things. But damn, why did I do it? That's a hard conversation to have. And I've had those conversations. And I'm going to be honest with you. Like I said to Miss Carla in a reply, in a response, I had to walk away from somebody. I'm going to tell a story. Last month, I was in someone's live who I have purchased product from. I have supported, even if it was in the bushes, meaning I missed their live or I missed their video. I went back, watched the live, watched the video, gave a thumbs up. I may not have always commented, but I was always there. This person saw me in their live because I commented in their live, and they made an offhand remark like, oh, I saw where you were. I don't need you to support me. And I knew they were talking to me because I knew I had commented on their nemesis, if you go to speak, page, meaning this person did a review on a TV show and I commented and I knew this could happen. Did I go with that person? Hell no. Nah. All I did was say, oh, thank you kindly for the indirect shout out. What I'm going to do now, go ahead and hit that unsubscribe. And then when on my homepage, the YouTube feed showed me a couple of posts from that person, I right-clicked and said uninterested and proceeded to go away. And honey, I never looked back. I will never speak ill of that person because other than that slick shade, they didn't do nothing to me. But I understand. And that's also what I'm saying. Miss Carla, this is to you because of what you wrote in my last post. And I appreciate you for being so open. It is so important that you ride with who you ride with. And you ride with people. Here's the thing. You cannot take on other people's mess. And you cannot take on other people's issues. If I am battling with somebody, I do not expect anyone to pick my side or their side. And you rock with both of us. It's not your place until your name is called and you were on the front lines and you were involved and you were part of the mess. It's not your place. And no one should feel uncomfortable. We as sisters, we should never feel uncomfortable. We should not. If I see somebody in, I don't watch her, but if I see somebody in Tracy's platform or I hear her talk about somebody, because beware of when you have autoplay will click on anyone's live at any moment. Just a food for thought. Anywho, if I hear Tracy call somebody out that may rock with me, email me, talk to me, all of those things, I'm not going to be mad. Until Tracy says, oh, XYZ said this about Lexi. It told me Lexi was this and told me Lexi was that. I ain't got no issues. If that makes sense, like who you like or who you dislike is not on me. But Black women, and I'm tying this all together for us because it's very important. Black women, our support matters. You matter. I don't care what anybody says about you in generalization or says about your kind. Guess what, sister? Your click, your view, your opinion, your money, your appreciation, your support, all of the positive things that people can say, guess what? You matter. You matter. So if you want to sit there and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to support this person and that person, even though, and I'll use this circumstance, even though I only support one, I do not support the other. And that's because the other came at me sideways behind the scenes. James Caldwell and Sean Bradley. It's okay to support both of them if neither one of them have done anything to you. You don't have to be in the videos talking about either or. Now that is shiesty. But if you're just watching and you have the power of discernment and say, yo, I know you are in your fifis right now. You are in your feelings. I can't rock with this video, but I rock with your other content. It is okay to do. Don't ever be mad about that. And I see what you say, Miss Carla. I'm sad that you do that. And the reason why is your click and your view matters. It's okay to tell a content creator, I like you, but I don't like what you said in this video. Your dislike or your like doesn't have your name attached to it. This isn't like Twitter or Instagram where somebody can go in and look at the analytics and say, oh, Miss Carla didn't like this. No, we can't do that on YouTube. Don't be afraid to like or dislike. Even if it's on me, don't be afraid to dislike. It's okay. If you say, I don't dislike this, and this is the reason why you're saying it in your head, you didn't tell me on the side, but you still said, I dislike it, and you click that thumbs down, it's okay. You guys have the power to change this narrative, and that's just real talk you do. You have the power to say, yo, you were going sideways. I loved you when you was talking about Real Housewives or whoever and Love and Hip Hop, whatever city and whatever review. And I was there for the reviews, or I was there for your personal life. I was there for your dating struggles. I was there for this because you were being genuine. But now that you're on this bandwagon and you attacking this, that, and the other, and you are supporting somebody who don't support us, it is okay to hit that dislike button. They are not going to come after you unless you say, this Carla on this date and this time disliked your video. And what? If you do that, then yeah, they coming for you. Because they can't understand that people don't want mess all the time. James said something so prevalent last night where he said people like train wrecks. It's not that we like train wrecks. 9 times out of 10, your eyes cannot be diverted from it because you want to see what happened. How did you get hit by that train? Why didn't you think about it? Who didn't love you enough for you want to take, all of the things. You don't like the mess, but you have 1,000 questions as to why. And yes, windmilling for the content creator you favor, stop it. Unless you know that content creator in real life, stop that crap. Stop it. You may get a few like hip hop parades when you go into other people's chat. People may know your name. Stop that. Stop it. Just stop it. There is no reason for that. Why are you going to sit up there? It keeps for somebody who don't know you from Adam and you don't know them. It's like maybe you were caping for their thought process. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's something we need to explore. But and y'all know who I'm about to talk about in this one. I need help understanding this. I saw, again, autoplay is not your friend. But my autoplay went to somebody else because I was prepping some food last night. I'm going to tell y'all in another video. I came up with a recipe for jalapeno stuffed egg rolls, bomb.com. We're going to talk about that in another video. But my live popped onto somebody who was like, oh, Tommy cried. And I understood why Tommy was crying. And he said that he likes Black women. He just don't like ghetto Black women. Let's identify what the word ghetto is. I'm about to hip y'all to some game. Ghetto came from a Jewish terminology. The original ghettos were found during the course of World War II, where Adolf Hitler put all the Jewish communities into these controlled environments where they were deprived of funds, deprived of the necessities of life, put in rundown and shambled buildings, and that is what is called a ghetto. Black people don't know where a ghetto came from, so for you to sit up there and put that stigma of the word ghetto in Black people, honey, we don't know what that's about. We were adopted to that life form because, yes, we were corralled in less than favorable environments after we were granted our freedom. But if you go back to the motherland, honey, ghetto what? Ghetto who? I was blessed enough to go to Egypt. I shared this story. There's something called the Old Kingdom and the New Kingdom. If you have the time on YouTube and you tired of people saying BHS, blah, 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 you ain't blah, 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 your kids ain't blah, 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 then do some research and look up the Old Kingdom of Egypt and the New Kingdom. Honey, the Old Kingdom was nothing but Nubian gods, Black. They had the bell pepper nose and the wide lips. We ruled that kingdom. They took our money. They took our land. They took everything about us. And that's okay. That's okay. Why I say that's okay? Because until we, as Black people, and I hate using the word Black, African American descendants, whatever y'all want to call us, we are not a color. We are a race. Until we, as individuals and collectively identify and look at that information, we're never going to know. But that being said, For someone to say, I like y'all, I just don't like this type of y'all. You either like us or you don't. Let's put it to food. You either like, what's something that Black people generally don't eat? Well, we eat just about anything from I know of. But for those people who are like, I don't like meat, but I like seafood. Pescatarians. There we go. For the pescatarians who say, I like seafood, so I like shrimp, crab, lobster, and all of the things, but I don't like red meat. No, you still like meat. You trying to play the front. If someone put something in front of you when you was damn hungry, you would eat that stuff up. Guess what? No, you like it. So I say all of that to say, stop, sister to sister. And yes, Miss Carla, you are a lot. Well, I don't know you, but if you're saying you were a lot like my sister, only you would know that trial. I love my sister dearly. When I looked at my sister from the age of like those prevalent years, when I saw my sister grow up. So when I saw my sister grow up from 5 to 18, because she did move out on her 18th. After she graduated, that girl got ghost. But my sister, I love her in a way that people will never know. And I say that because I had to say this to my sister, and I haven't talked to her in a week or so since I said this to her. I know she's in her fifis, but I had to say it to her. I said, Andrea, this is your sister talking to you. This is the little 12-year-old girl, and I'm going to elaborate on that story in a second, who saw this. When I was 12 years old and my sister was 22, she was dealing with this dude who fathered 5 of her. She got 5 kids. He was the baby father / ex-husband. They got married. So her ex-husband, when she was pregnant with my twin nieces, he was in our house. And my sister was on hard times, so she was staying with us. This is when I was 12, y'all, so please just rock with me on this. They were arguing, and I had remembered overhearing my mama saying, like, oh my God, he put his hands on my daughter, blah, blah, blah. And my sister's dad and Mr. Jimmy got involved. And it was a mess back then. But I remember being in the house and he was arguing with her and talking to her, and he bowed up on her. And for all of my old heads, y'all know what bowed up means. He bowed up on her. And I came around the corner, the 12-year-old girl, and I said, and I looked at my sister, I said, Andrea, if he put his hands on you, I'm going to kill him. And I do not understand where I found a knife. I don't know how I transported to a kitchen and found this knife, but I had this huge knife in my hand. And I was like, I will kill him. He will not put his hands on you. And I was a 12-year-old little girl saying this. And my sister turned and she looked at me. And this man, real talk, this man looked at me and he said, I'm going to leave. I think he knew action was going to happen. If you do this, I'm going to do this. And I remember my mama got home that day. My mama grounded me for 90 days, y'all. When I say 90 days, she meant every last 90 days. She grounded me for 90 days. She was like, who are you to do this? And at the time, I was looking at my mama and I was like, Mama, here I am trying to be a saver, whatever, to my sister at the time. What are you talking about? And I understand it. Now I understand it. My mama told me, Lexi, she didn't, but she told me, she said, Lexi, baby girl, it could have been you. You could have went at that man. I understand what my mom did now. Here I was putting on my super cape, had S on my chest for my sister who was 10 years older than me. And now looking back on it, I wouldn't have done it because this is why. If my sister did not have the wherewithal the strength to protect herself and protect her 12-year-old sister and my unborn nieces that were in her stomach. And if she would have let that man lay hands on her, that was on her. And I understand that from my mama's perspective now. Back then, I didn't understand it for years. I was like, how are you going to sit up here? I'm trying to protect my sister and you going to... I get it. And this ties back to what Ms. Carla said. Stop caping for these people. If they cannot defend themselves in other ways, than F this, F that, oh my God, he did me so y'all wrong, y'all. Let's have a block party. Let's have a cash out party. Let's have all of these parties with all of these things. If that person cannot stand up for themselves and you have never seen it, and not just come on their page and drop an hour of BHS, blah, 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 I'm a dox, all of these things. If you can't have that conversation head up or attempt to have a conversation head up, y'all, they do not deserve your cape. And I can tell you that from personal experience. I just shared that story about my sister. I love her down. But I'll never put myself in a situation like that again. I promise you that. Now I got a lot to lose. Now I got 401ks and investments and prestige to lose. I was 12 years old trying to act like Billy Badass. Never again. When I ride out for somebody, I'm going to ride out for me. I'm going to ride out for the person who got the most to lose. So stop that. Stop putting yourself in harm's way because you want to protect somebody who don't want to protect themselves and won't protect you. Another reason why I can say that is I had this friend named Kat. This happened, Lord, I'm out of statute of limitations, so I can share this story. So, I had a friend named Kat. That was her nickname. She was white, Korean, and black. Cute little thing. We worked together. I adopted her. She was older than me, but I adopted her. I was like, yo, you need help. You ain't hip to the game. You keep getting played by all these brothers. I got your back. And I call her my baby mama because we are godmothers to each other's children. I did not birth children, but I have an adopted child. So that's as far as I'm going to go on that. That being said, we are each other's godparents. So I call this girl my baby mama. Her nickname is Rita. Not the Rita that y'all know. Y'all never know Rita. Rita Beta. That's what I call her. Anywho, me and Rita found out the Kat's dude at the time was laying hands on her. And she was telling us all the sob stories. Oh, he had me stand naked in front of him and his friends one night. I was like, what the hell is this? Did we go back in time to 1970? What are we doing? Anywho, I was in my fifis one night, and me and Rita Beta, we hatched a plan. Rita was the driver because she was with child at the time. She was with my god baby at the time. And Rita drove me to this person's house, and Rita was like, Lexi, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? I was like, just sit back, watch, keep the car running. I got you. If something happened, just pull off, girl. I got this. I got this. When I say I effed up this person's vehicle, first of all, little tidbit, y'all. If you're going to slash somebody's tires, do 3, do 2, don't do all 4. For the simple fact, if you do all 4, insurance will cover it. Little tidbit for you. Anyway, I effed this man. I had a crowbar. I had antifreeze. And all the things to mess up your paint job. I went to town on this dude's car. I said, woo. And Rita was like, oh my God, girl, what we gonna do? I said, we ain't gonna say shit. That's what we ain't gonna do. He gonna know he can't mess with her like that. I left a little message. Do you know that girl? Real story. That girl being Kat. Me and Rita are at work, right? Kat reaches out to her. She said, oh my God. So what did... And I'm saying, because this was her voice. I'm not making fun of her. This is real talk. Like her voice, oh my God, someone did this to her, his car, and we have no idea. Blah, 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 blah. And I looked at Rita and I was like, girl, don't you ever say a word. And she was like, I got you. That girl stayed with this dude. If she had known it was us, she would have turned us in. From that day on, I was like, yo, you can't ride for the bitches that you got back for. You can't ride for your play sisters and your play cousins and your people you say, oh, I like, Cat would have weed tipped our ass like it on point, on God. And me and Rita, we still talk about that. She was like, Legs, you know you went into retirement after that. I was like, I absolutely did. I can't have shit on my record. A real good person is the person who ain't got a record. The people who get caught up are the people who was stupid. I was like, can't do it, won't do it. And she was like, damn, that's Rita Beta. She was like, girl, for real? I was like, I'm a, if you do, oh, that's another thing. If you do dirt, sisters, do your dirt on your own. Don't tell people. I'm telling you this story because it happened well over 10 years ago. It's out of statute of limitations. Giving you nicknames of people y'all don't know ain't gonna hurt. I ain't gonna sit up and tell you the date, place, and time, even though I know it. Hell no. You can always get civilly sued. I'm good. That being said, keep your business to yourself. If you do dirt, don't say nothing. Don't look for recognition. If you were so behooved and you said the Lord told me to act on this, then that was a conversation between you and the Lord, and you did what you thought was right and you moved the F on. All of this, reaching out to people in the background and emailing and IMing and DMing and PMing and all of the M's. Stop that. Because that person is turning you over time and time again. Tell me if I'm wrong. People who were doxing, and I'm using quotation marks here, DOXXING or DOXING. Doxing. You sit up there doxing people and then, ooh, I found this on them. Honey, if you found it and your fave couldn't find it, then hell, that is something for you. You and only you. Don't share the wealth. Again, talking from experience. Because that person ain't going to do nothing but turn on you and put you out on Front Street. And then you sitting up there saying, yo, I did all of these things or I did this thing. And you going to do this to me? Wow. This is going to be my last share all. Because you know what? It's in the spirit. I ain't taking it down and I ain't taking this back. Recordings. People have gotten with me on recordings. Let me tell you something. There were half truths and full truths said. And the real talk is when the person who called themselves outing me sit up there and talk, oh, this person recorded. One, they didn't play all of the recordings. Those recordings were like 30 minutes long a pop. Now, there is somebody saying they got the recordings. Boo-boo. If you got those recordings and you were feeling froggish, leap. But that's not something you want to play with. Because the person who so-called had those recordings knew where they came from. There is documentation behind those recordings. This is not a lie. This is not a stunt. This is the absolute truth. When that person said, oh, she was recording everybody, including her mama, that was court appointed. There's no lies about that. Everybody who was calling my phone, I told them, yo, this phone is being recorded. Some people knew why it was being recorded, including that person, and some people didn't. When people are like, oh, she called the cops, I absolutely did. There are some things that you're not going to hear or say and be okay with. There are certain words like fraud. There are certain times when you're accusing people of breaking the law. It ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen with me. You can say it to the next person, but it's not gonna happen. Documentation beats conversation every single time. And yes, there are police reports. There are criminal complaints. There are federal criminal complaints. The people involved knew that beforehand. That's all I'm going to say on that. For the simple fact, I'm not going to put myself on Front Street. I'm not going to put other people who were involved, people y'all don't even know about, on Front Street. People put that out there for clicks and views, and they did, and it was chopped up at my request. I'm going to be 100. Yo, don't put my voice out there. I didn't say nothing, but don't put my voice out there. You want to put that person out because that person wasn't honest and said, yeah, I had that conversation. That's between you and them. But don't put me in it. And I stand by that. 2 years damn later, strong in it, I stand by it. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Because it's like people try to bring it up. Someone tried to bring it up in somebody else's chat against me. They saw me and was like, oh, weren't you the person? First of all, that person don't even like you. Second of all, if you heard the entirety of those conversations, you would know just how much that person didn't like you and how that person tried to implicate you in fraudulent stuff. And I was about to say the S word, but stuff. How that person said that you were the person making those defamatory remarks, saying that you hope that unspeakable acts happened against me. And it's all a matter of record. When I say record, not just recording, but in written form. Like, I don't play when it comes to that. And that's not, I'm not being braggadocious or anything. That's true. Don't play with your livelihood, y'all. Don't play with who you are as a real person, as an entity. If you don't come for people, don't come for people all the time. And don't come for people who don't come for people, because those people might be far worse, crazier than you could ever imagine. And that's just real talk. That being said, y'all, sister to sister, sisters to sisters, sister to all the sisters in the land. Hold your peace. These are my closing remarks. Hold your peace. Stop caping for people who don't cape for you. If they call you or people like you bald head scallywags, H's, B's, S's, C words, all of those things, they're not for you. I look like you and you look like me. We may have different eye shapes. I may have higher cheekbones than you. I may have been to an orthodontist and that person wasn't. But at the end of the day, we are still the same people. I bet you if you needed a kidney from me, it would match. Holler at that. Y'all, stop that mess. If people don't like people because people were talking against them and talking out their name, that's fine. But don't be attacking them. Don't be repping someone who is like, oh, who had said, and I quote, this is a quotation, all black bees do this. Those ghetto bees do this. They wear blonde in their hair. And what? And what? Did you buy this hair? Did you put it in there on this track? No. Fall back. Fall back. Like, those are the things, guys. Like, y'all need to take the time and look at the people that I have noticed in my chat and in my comments. People have kids, have grandkids, have all of those things. Whether you have a black boy, or a black girl, or a half black, or a quarter black, if you are helping to rear those children, think about the crap they are going to hear. I'm a gamer. Out of all of the other things that I do in my life, I guess I do too much. I'm a gamer. I played this game called Game of Sultans. I was on this server last night. Real talk, true story, y'all. I might use this as screenshot. I don't know. But do you know when they thought it was late at night and nobody was in the game, they were saying things like tar baby, like they were quoting some archaic piece of crap song that had the words tar baby and tiki tiki sambo and all of this stuff. And I went in there and I said, I hope you know, if nobody else says this, I will. This is highly offensive. And I got to reporting and blocking. Block, bippity boppity blockety blockety. People talk about spells. That's a spell that everybody can get with. Bippity boppity blockety block. Block them hoes. Do not sit up here and say those words. I don't care if you were quoting the song. Those are just words you don't need to say. Those are phrases that should not be part of your vocabulary. You should not speak English when it comes to that. And I answer that because they tried to justify it, y'all. They was like, oh, it was just a song. And No. You thought it was okay to say those words. You thought it was okay to say those words. Like, people are getting too comfortable. And when we are in, here's the thing. When we as individuals are sitting up here caping for those people and having that type of conversation and like, whoop, whoop, yeah, she ain't this, she ain't, stop that. Don't take on somebody else's beef and don't encourage that type of vitriol because guess what? They are still talking about you. They still talking about you. They didn't say your name, but they talking about you. If somebody says that all Black women are this, believe them. Believe that they think that. I used to be so mad about, I'm just being real with y'all. I used to be so mad about brothers who would degrade Black women and then uphold white women and Hispanic women and any other woman outside of his own race. Guess what? Probably around mid last year, my mentality started changing. And I was like, why in the F am I going against that chick or thinking ill on that type of chick? I need to think ill of him. He came out of someone's vajayjay who looked like me, who has the same skin color as me. And you go sit up here and try to say that, oh, so your mama is that? Your grandmammy is that? No, I don't think she is. I think that you would try to windmill and pop, lock, and drop if somebody said that about your mama. Nah, I can't rock with you, boo. You have been manipulated. You have been tried. You have been all of the things. A lot of people say, oh, well, a Black woman must have broke his heart. No, baby. Guess what? A Black woman mended his heart. That's what she did. Because when he got his heart broken from whomever or whatever the first time, who did he go crying to? His mama, his auntie, his sister, his cousin. And yeah, she may have fought the girl or did whatever, but guess what? She loved him when nobody else did. So miss me with all of that. Real talk, y'all. Please stop it. Stop bigging up that stuff. And don't be afraid to speak out against it. If you don't like somebody calling somebody Black B's, Black H's, the word Black should not be in that. If I'm an H, I'm an H to the day I die. But I'm an H. My color should have nothing to do with it. If I'm a B, then I'm a B until the day I die. But my color don't have nothing to do with it. If I was born in another skin tone and I still had that personality and I still had those traits, I'd still be that B to you. So this live went a lot longer than I thought it would. And I'm happy that it did because I got a lot out there, y'all. If you choose to share this, share it. If you don't, I understand. But what I will say is I want to leave y'all with this. Sister to sister, I'm going to talk to y'all like I talked to my sissy a week ago. Because that, till the day I die, Andrea is my sister. Till the day I die. If nobody got my back on this earth, and if I don't have nobody else's back on this earth, that girl right there, who, try it if you want to. And that's all I'm going to say on that. I'm going to talk to everybody who ever hears this message like I talked to Andrea. Sissy, do right, do better. Protect yourself. I cannot protect you all the time. I'm going to do with the power that's in me. If it comes in my face and it comes in my direction and I feel like I had to be strong for you, I got you. But sissy, this is breaking me down. I can't fight every single battle for you, and I won't. I don't expect you to fight mine. I need you to love yourself. I need you to take time out and step back and identify who you are as an individual and love yourself. And that's just real talk, y'all. So thank you so much for the people who have been in this live chat, who had this conversation with me, who were okay with this conversation. And even if you weren't and you thought it was a lot, I understand. God bless you guys. And I'm sorry it sounds like my voice is traveling. I told you I was doing some stuff in the background. But I hope you have a pleasant week ahead. Please feel free to click on my Reading for Filth series that I have started. And please feel free to email me. You don't have to comment below. Email me. I will respond. And our emails are confidential. That's real talk. What happened 2 years ago, it's been 2 years, y'all, was mandated by law. That's all I'll say. And it's not a lie. Like I said, there are police reports, there are court orders, and there are federal reports involved. And the people who were mentioned in those reports that were considered victims have those reports. That's all I'll put there. That being said, y'all, light and love. Thank you, Miss Carla, and thank you, Miss Autism Mommy. Thank you for those who just sat back and watch. Thank you. And y'all have a blessed day. And just remember some of the things that I've said. Okay? Bye.